New session of Congress, we'll reset with this one, has started and they got right to work. They just voted on their second bill today. That bill will do nothing to solve any of the many problems that Americans are facing. Instead, what did they focus on? It's meant to protect Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu from the International Criminal Court. Do you think, and I don't even want to, well, I'll just ask it straight up, even though it sounds ridiculous. Do you think Congress has its priorities straight, Cenk?
So what's the first things that they did? You know, they talk a big game about immigration and the border and crime and inflation, okay? And they're going to cut $2 trillion. Well, as we reported today, Elon was like, did I say two? I meant maybe one. And Trump came in and said inflation. Did I say I would control prices? No, I don't know that I could lower prices at all. So instead, first thing they did was cut IRS auditors who audit the rich, people that are making above $400,000. I wonder if the donors ordered that. And then the second thing they did is make sure that the war crimes of Benjamin Netanyahu are protected, because as we just reported, AIPAC was the largest donor in these congressional elections. Look at that, 2 for 2. They serve the donors right out of the gate 100% and give the voters absolutely nothing.
The bill is titled the Illegitimate Court Counteraction Act. The bill imposes sanctions against foreign persons, individuals, entities who assist the International Criminal Court in investigating, arresting, detaining, or prosecuting certain individuals. Summary of H.R. 23. Those certain individuals include any U.S. individual, U.S. entity, or person in the United States, and number 2, any foreign person that is a citizen or lawful resident of a U.S. ally that is not a state party to the Rome Statute or has not consented to ICC jurisdiction. The bill even explicitly mentions Netanyahu. In case people are wondering, I mean, they want to make no mistake about this. November 21st, 2024, the ICC's pretrial chamber issued warrants for the arrest of Netanyahu and former Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, which should be condemned in the strongest possible terms. As justification for the arrest warrant, the ICC stated it found reasonable grounds to believe that both individuals, Netanyahu and the former Israeli defense minister, intentionally and knowingly deprived the civilian population in Gaza of objects indispensable to their survival. That was food, water, medicine, medical supplies, as well as fuel, electricity, from at least the 8th of October, 2023 to May 20th, 2024. Sludge with the reporting there. The ICC also found that the Israeli government deprived Palestinians of their human rights, targeted them based on their nationality, intentionally attacked their civilian population. And as you might have already guessed, the backers of this bill are supported by AIPAC. The bill is co-sponsored by several Republicans with heavy AIPAC backing, including Michael McCaul, 464,000 at least from that PAC during the 2024 cycle. Brian Mast, at least 213,000 from AIPAC PAC during that cycle. AIPAC itself also lobbied Congress in favor of the bill. It passed with 243 yes votes, which is significant, 140 no votes, 45 Democrats joined Republicans to vote for the bill. So again, bought and paid for, bipartisan, support for this, and just so brazen, mentioning Netanyahu by name, protecting him at all costs. There's really no incentive for there to be peace, for there to be change in the region, including, as you mentioned previously, for the Jewish people if this continues. What's the incentive for any kind of scale down?
Yeah. So first off, man, those Israeli elections are so important because they don't just pick the prime minister of Israel, they also pick the president of America. So because Netanyahu controls whoever is president, whether they're Democrat or Republican, he dog walked Biden the entire term. And now Trump is, on his knees, and so is the entire Republican Party. So look, the Democrats funded this genocide. when they were in charge. And what do we tell you guys? Do you think the Republicans are going to change that? No, of course not, right? So the Republican Party comes in completely bought by AIPAC and lock, stock, and barrel. And they're all like, yes, sir, we serve Israel, sir. We serve Israel, sir. Oh, what happened to the Alpha guys? What happened to Alpha men, right? There's no Alpha men. What happened to America First? They're so full of crap, right? And then, of course, 45 Democrats, not to be outdone, are like, oh, no, we beseech you, Israel. We will also take your bribes, Israel. We love you, Israel. Shut up. Bunch of war criminals. And they funded the war criminals. They're now kissing the ass of the war criminals. They're not our representatives. They're Israel's representatives. So last thing on this. Look, I'm out on a limb, and I've talked to a bunch of shows about this, and I think that the right-wing base is eventually going to turn on this issue and go, enough. And they're not going to do it out of the kindness of their heart. They're going to do it because they believe in America first, and they're tired of funding a foreign government and all the wars that Israel demands of us and forces us into while being our special ally, right? And so, but I don't want people to misunderstand that. It's not like I think, and that's why Republican politicians will come out of the gate and be like, oh, yeah, I'm America first. I'm anti-war. I will stand up to Israel. No, their politicians are dogs. And so the only question is, who's going to walk that dog? Is it going to be Netanyahu or is it going to be MAGA? And so that's a challenge I have to MAGA, and let's find out, okay? And so I know a lot of people totally don't believe me, and they think MAGAs also will serve Israel first and America maybe second. So look, I don't control them. What I'm seeing is there's a growing anger in the right. And even Trump on Truth Social the other day put out a video from Jeffrey Sachs, who's very much on the left, talking about how we got dragged into the Iraq war because of Netanyahu. And that's true. He was part of the original neocons, Dick Cheney, John Bolton, and Benjamin Netanyahu demanded that America fight that war for Iraq when Iraq did not attack us on 9/11. In fact, Iraq was enemies of al-Qaeda who attacked us on 9/11, but they were also enemies of Israel and Netanyahu. So the fact that Trump shared that is an interesting sign. It doesn't mean anything until you actually take action. And so the first action that the corrupt Republican politicians and 45 Democrats took was, yes, sir, President Netanyahu, we will serve you loyally, sir.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. We also love it if you hit the join button below, because that makes you a member, and members allow us to be independent, honest. We can be as progressive as we want, no corporate media influence, and that's all because of you guys. We love doing the show with our members. Hit the join button, become one of the Young Turks.